सो मला ऑलरेडी एक जण क्यू मध्ये आला. बोला ना, बोला.
मला वालावलकर सरांना प्रश्न विचार. सर, आपला विषय आहे फेथ. आत्ताच्या पॅनलचा विषय आपला विश्वास असा आहे. आज समाजामध्ये असं दिसतं बाहेर चित्र की डॉक्टर्स कडे गेलो की डॉक्टर्स म्हणतात आय ट्रीट ही क्युअर्स. स्ट्रक्चरल इंजिनियर्स, सिव्हिल इंजिनियर्स, आर्किटेक्ट शिकलेले जे पुस्तकं लिहितात त्या पुस्तकांमध्ये म्हणतात आम्ही वास्तुशास्त्राचा अभ्यास केलाय, आम्ही 500 वास्तूचा अभ्यास केलाय, त्याच्यातून आम्ही लॉजिकल कन्क्लुजनला आलेलो आहे की वास्तू अशी असते, वास्तू तशी असते, तरी हे होते ते होते. या सगळ्या एका प्रकारे तुम्ही म्हणता त्या सगळ्या अंधश्रद्धाच आहेत, त्यात काही वादच नाहीये.
वास्तुशास्त्राचं 100% खूप आहे. आता बरंच कमी झालंय.
हो, पण माझा प्रश्न तो आहे की आपण आता अशिक्षित लोकांबद्दल बोलायलाच नको. मला असं म्हणायचं आहे, आजही पुण्यासारख्या ठिकाणी, मुंबईसारख्या ठिकाणी सुशिक्षित लोक, शिकलेले लोक, हायली ज्यांची पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन 4 डिग्री आहेत, अशी सुद्धा लोक आपण बघतो या सगळ्या मार्गाला आलेली, आणि त्याच्यातून कन्फ्युजन होतात बेसिकली सगळी. तर याच्यावरती आपण कशा पद्धतीने याकडे पाहिलं पाहिजे, म्हणजे हे बदलायचं म्हटलं किंवा याकडे आता उद्या का समजा मोठा शिकलेला माणूस आहे आणि जो वास्तुशास्त्रावरती पुस्तकं लिहितोय आणि जो म्हणतो माझ्याकडे एवढे एव्हिडन्स आहेत, आता ते आपल्याला तर काय कोणाला वेळ नसतो ते सगळे एव्हिडन्सेस बघायला किंवा हे करायला. अशा या सगळ्या सिच्युएशनकडे आपण कसं बघता, म्हणजे आपलं काय मत आहे याच्यावरती?
वास्तुशास्त्र म्हणजे तर पूर्ण खोटं आहे, त्यात काही शंका नाही. वास्तुशास्त्र पूर्ण खोटी गोष्ट आहे. कुठं तुम्ही ते पश्चिमेकडे पुढे का वास्तुशास्त्र बरंच आता कमी झालंय, पण फार त्याच्या मागे लागले.
पण ते वेदांचा आधार घेतात, वेदांत सांगतात.
वेदांचं काय लोक वेद काय पूर्वीचे वेदामध्ये वास्तुशास्त्र नव्हतं, तो वेदामध्ये वास्तुशास्त्रच नव्हतं.
सर, ते विचारत आहे की आपण तर आता तेवढा वेळ असा काही स्पेंड नाही करू शकणार तर मग उत्तर कसं देता येईल? उत्तर कसं देता येईल?
कशा पद्धतीने बघितलं पाहिजे?
काय करायचं, कशाचं उत्तर पाहिजे तुम्हाला? जो स्वस्त चांगला प्लॉट मिळेल बघायचं. बघा आपल्याला 2 घर बांधणार आहात का, बघणार तर मला जवळ तुमची साईट कशी आहे, आपल्या जवळ आहे का, काय आहे त्याचं, काय प्रोत्साहन उपयुक्तता काय आहे कळणार. आपल्याला स्वतःच्या लोकांना विश्वासार्ह जे लोक आहेत त्यांना विचार. मला खोटं सांगणार तुमचा अनुभव काय का, असं आपण विश्वासावर जायचं. हे जे असतात ना त्यांच्यात
आपल्याकडे आपली सिस्टम अशी झालेली आहे की आपण आपल्या मिळणाऱ्या डिग्रीज आणि शिक्षण याचा संबंध बरोबर एकमेकांपासून दूर केलेला आहे. लोकांच्या हातात डिग्रीज असतात, शिक्षण मिळालेलं नसतं. त्यामुळे मी कोणाच्या हातात कुठची डिग्री आहे, इंजिनिअरिंग झालंय, मेडिकल झालंय, त्याच्यावरून त्याला ऍक्च्युअली किती कळलंय त्याचा काही संबंध काही नसतो.
एक सांगतो मी, माझ्या पुस्तकात असं लिहिलं आहे की नातेप्रमाणे लोक शिकतात, अभ्यास करतात सायन्सचं, आणि ते पास होतात, MSc वगैरे. हे झालं की प्रत्यक्ष ह्याच्या झालं काय करतात, आता कुठल्याही शास्त्राच्या पुस्तकात शनीची बाधा, शनीची 7.5, मंगळाची बाधा असतं का? कुठल्या ह्याच्यात नाव सुद्धा नसतं हे असल्या ह्याचं. पण ते एकदा त्यांची डिग्री मिळाली ते तिकडे चालले, याला भविष्य विचारायला. तर शनीची 7.5 कधी असते, त्याचा काही उपयोग नाही. अहो, शनी कोण आहे तुम्हाला माहिती आहे का? शनी शनी इथून 130 कोटी किलोमीटर दूर आहे. पृथ्वीपासून शनीचं अंतर 130 कोटी किलोमीटर आहे. आणि शनी हा आता त्याच्या तुम्ही जर कुठल्या ह्याच्यात बघितलं पुस्तकात तर शनी म्हणजे असा तो त्याचे काळ्या मिशा आणि हे. शनी हा वायूचा प्रचंड मोठा गोळा आहे, वायूचा गोळा आहे, निर्जीव आहे, निर्बुद्ध आहे. शनीला बुद्धी असेल, कुठल्याच ग्रहाला बुद्धी नसते. ते काही आपल्या जे दगड माती ह्यांचे गोळे असतात, बरोबर आहे. शनी वगैरे आहेत ना, शनी तर पूर्ण ह्याचा गोळा आहे, घातला वायूचा गोळा, प्रचंड गोळा, फार मोठा आहे. तो काय करणार आहे कसली साडेसाती वेळ लागले का लोकांना? अरे तुम्ही एवढं शिकलेले आहेत आणि त्याचं खरं मानतात. तू शनी शनी मला बाधतो म्हणून शनी काही वाजत नाही, शक्यच नाही. तो काय तो शनी फिरतो का ते सगळं मला माहिती आहे. शनी कसा कसा फिरतो का फिरतो ते सगळं मी शिकलेलं आहे. परंतु त्याच्यात सगळं एक्सप्लेनेशन देता येतं. तर ते काय सांगण्यासारखं नाही ते मला शिकलेलं.
सर पुढचा प्रश्न आहे. तिकडे बोला. अर्धा तास असेल अजून. परफेक्ट अर्धा तास. बोल ना.
प्रश्नासारखा विचारूया.
आणि म्हणजे ते कोण ऍड्रेस करेल ते बघूया.
ते पहिले प्रश्न आपण विचारताना आता पॅनलिस्टना प्रश्नासारखा विचारूया. म्हणजे थोडक्यात 2-3 वाक्यांमध्ये संपेल असे प्रश्न विचारूया. त्याला फार कॉन्टेक्स्ट आणि फार एक्सप्लेनेशन, पर्सनल एक्सपिरियन्सेस वगैरे शेअर न करता म्हणजे आपला हा अर्धा तास प्रोडक्टिव्ह होईल. आपल्याला जास्तीत जास्त उत्तर ऐकायला मिळतील. दॅट्स इट. थँक्यू.
बोला.
धर्माची निर्मिती म्हणजे मग असे फेथ असं म्हटले तर सर्वांनी एकत्र यावं यासाठी झाले की सर्वांनी एक मग त्याच्यामध्ये आयुष्यातले आनंद असतील, दुःख असतील, उत्साह असतील, निसर्गातले सणवार असतील, हे सगळे आपण असं म्हणू की ह्या लोकात जे काय आहे त्याचा आनंद घेण्यासाठी ते करायचं. पण सगळ्या धर्मांनी आपल्याला परलोकात काय आहे त्याच्यासाठी काय करावं हे सांगितलं. तर त्याचं आज काय करायचं असा प्रश्न त्याच्याबद्दल सगळे उत्तर देतात. पण मला दुसरा एक प्रश्न विचारायचा आहे की ज्या वेळेला असे वेगवेगळे धर्म एकत्र असतात, अनेक ठिकाणी, भारतातच असं नाही सगळीकडे, मग अशा वेळेला आपल्याला काही नवीन शब्दावली, काही नवीन शब्दरचना, काही नवीन सण, गाणी असं करावं लागेल का? आणि तसं केलं तर मग एकात्मता टिकेल का?
I'll just reframe it for the two of you as well, right? So the gist of it is we are planning to replace the religious space with, like, say, something else, right? Like, let's call it the cultural space. Is it quite necessary if we forego the religious space to replace it with something else so that we can still live together with each other?
The context
without the
was
animosity.
that when you have a common religion, you have common cultural practices, and that brings people together. So, in absence of religion, we have to create new cultural practices to keep the community together.
I think Uttam is the best because it all comes down to secular humanism. That's what we replace religion with.
Shall I answer now?
Yes, please.
I think this is a very valid question. I think the movement what we are campaigning internationally is of coexistence. There are some cultural things even the humanists are carrying over. For an example, many humanists are celebrating Christmas. What is the problem there? They are meeting and gathering and just celebrating by eating a lot of good things. I think there is no problem. The major problem is that belief system leading you to the darkness, or is that belief system violating the right of the others? That's the major thing. For an example, the anti-superstition campaign, why do they have to campaign it? Because there is a direct human right violation. Sometimes they do the physical harassment, sometimes they do the mental harassment, or a lot of violence occur there. To end that, there is a very good weapon humanists have, that is a question or rationality. So we bring that kind of rationality and question together with us. I think we have to actually, we don't really have to bother if the religious people exist, and I think we have to work together with them to actually campaign for the better world. For an example, you have heard a terminology called FORD. Internationally we say FORD, freedom of religion and belief. Actually there are a lot of churches from the West working with us to promote the FORD, because there is some injustice to the, let's say, atheist in India. So religious people speak about that. there is some injustice to Christians in Pakistan. Religious people will speak about that. There is some injustice to the Hindu in Pakistan. Religious people will speak against that. Of course, the humanist will speak about that. I think we have to create a space where we coexist and we can exchange the culture. But if there is a human right violation or that knowledge system is taking us into the darkness, then we have to start questioning. Like I think we were talking about Jyotish very recently. I don't know what was the question exactly, but that Jyotish system is leading us to the darkness because we already have alternative science there, which is taking us to the moon, which is taking us to the, let's say, the start of Big Bang somewhere. So I think we have to give alternative to those people, and we don't really have to worry much about, being together with the religious people for common cause. Thank you.
Can I just add just adding on to that, I think in the group also we had a discussion a while back about culture and whether we should just throw it out. But the thing is, culture is very culture is essentially the collective story of our people. So you have your Marathi culture, there is the North Indian culture, there is South Indian culture, there's cultures all over the world, even countries that people say don't have culture, like the US. So it's not about throwing that out, because I still celebrate Diwali with my family. It's not, I don't burst firecrackers or anything of that sort, but I'm with my family as much as I possibly can be. I hate Holi, but if somebody insists that I play, I'll pop in, get some color on, have a shower, spend the rest of the day chilling. Holidays are great, we love holidays, but there are also, these are bonding rituals for families. You don't have to go to the mandir and pray. Even if you go to the mandir, you don't have to pray. Nobody's forcing you, nobody's putting a gun to your head. But I have gone to mandirs with my parents-in-law, and I've said that, listen, I don't believe in all this stuff. They said, doesn't matter, just come with us, be with us, that's it. It's a collective experience. So our culture is always changing, it's always moving around, and it is a part of our history and it's a part of our future. We don't have to do anything with culture. What we have to do within ourselves is spread this ideology that all humans are equal, that there should not be any discrimination, that we should speak out against discrimination of any sort, and we should do the best we can in whatever initiatives we have to make life better for the people we know, or even for people we don't know. Support NGOs, support different causes that are close to your heart, and make the world a better place. And that is what secular humanism teaches. And of course, have civilized conversations.
Exactly. I just wanted to add one more sentence, because culture, there are two kinds of culture. There are some culture we actually have to preserve because we are humanists. The culture of questioning, culture of conversation, it's also a culture, right? So there's some culture which promotes injustice, superstition, which promotes, let's say, caste system. That's also a culture. Those are the cultures we have to throw away. And actually, you see, the religious people themselves are throwing the cultures out because there are so good cultures in our society. If you recall, our past, there were so beautiful cultures, but they are the ones who are attacking the culture. So I think we have to understand culture in this way. Otherwise, we will feel that we humanists, atheists are always against the culture and so on. No, we are in favor of culture. We want to carry out the cultural practices, such as cultural practices of Gautam Buddha, because he went to different places, had question answer about regular phenomenon in society. That's a beautiful culture we have to carry on. I think we have to segregate like that. Thank you.
Actually, I don't have any question.
Okay.
I
have a question.
Move on to question answer.
I have a question. Yes, sir. Yeah. It has been often said the absence of evidence is not an evidence of. I think absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, and I have heard the opposite side as well, that it is actually equal. So,
I think
are they the same or different?
This is this is a prime argument for a lot of people who are promoting pseudoscience. Because they say that just because your evidence doesn't show it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I mean, Newton and Galileo, they were all persecuted for their beliefs, and look what, now we believe them. So that science hasn't caught up to this yet, which is a complete fallacy in itself. The absence of evidence is just an absence of evidence. We haven't found it yet, so therefore we don't know. And therefore nobody knows. If no evidence has been found for a certain phenomenon, like if somebody says Reiki, right? And we are channeling your chi and your life energy and we're cleansing your aura and all this stuff. They said that, if evidence of, absence of evidence doesn't mean this. So you can say that, where is your evidence? How can you claim to know something and claim that it's absolutely true when you have absolutely no evidence to show for it? It can't be falsified. You can't question it. You're just saying that it's true because you feel that it's true, and that's not evidence. And that's, again, argument from personal experience, and it's just a bad argument as far as I know.
So,
Exactly.
just to add to that, see, for example, I'll give you an example which you can use also in when you are talking to other people. Suppose so far our spacecrafts have gone and explored surfaces of Moon and Mars. We haven't actually landed any spacecraft on Pluto and examined the surface. If I go and make a claim that Pluto is made of paneer, okay, you don't have any evidence to prove me wrong. Does that make my theory as credible as Pluto is made of rock? You will obviously ask me, if you are making such a absurd claim, first show me evidence, then only I have some reason to pay attention to you. Same is true in the case of rationality. If you want people to pay attention to your claim of God, you should at least show some evidence. If there is no evidence, we have no reason to believe in it. Okay, but at the same time, we will always say that we go by the evidence. If tomorrow somebody produces evidence of existence of God, then we will not be dogmatic about it and say that we will always keep insisting that God doesn't exist. You first show the evidence, then we will discuss.
So they are equal. Or they are not equal. They are equal. They are equal.
Absence of evidence is not any evidence. It's not evidence. It's as simple as that. It's not an evidence of absence. It's not an evidence of existence. The absence of evidence is not.
Absence of evidence will not give
a
you
blank space.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
So you cannot believe in something in absence of evidence, because there is no evidence to believe in it.
ठीक है, एक मिनिट फॉलोअप आहे का? बरं ठीक आहे, तो फॉलोअप आहे. म्हणजे याच प्रश्नाला एक उपप्रश्न आहे का? थांब गं, ते फॉलोअप आहे का? हे सेपरेट आहे, मग ते तुमचं आहे.
पूर्ण सोबत आहे, पण सगळ्यांना समजावून प्रयत्न करतो इंग्लिशमध्ये बोलायचा.
हिंदीत बोला.
Hindi में भी I can understand it.
We see the idols of Buddha and Mahavir that they are meditating. Okay, so people are nowadays there is very much trend of meditation, but some rationalists told me that it is not scientifically proven that meditation is helpful. So I want answer on it. First question. Second question, you might have heard about the marshmallow experiment. Okay, so it gives the delayed gratification. So you have to keep ourselves away from the instant gratification. So it teaches us the patience skill. Second thing is, there is one book, Think Big and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill. So I'm connecting all these things together because my question is related with it. Book is Think Big and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, published in 1937. He speaks about his sexual sublimation, which was also said taught by the Sigmund Freud. Okay, sexual sublimation and sexual transmutation. Third is, there is Osho, who used to speak about all these things. And there is another theory, Mahavir, and yoga also speaks about the sexual energy. So transmutation of sexual energy connected with the meditation. I just am telling you because
खूप वेगळ्या गोष्टी तुम्ही बोललात त्या
To be honest, यामध्ये
so patients I am telling
supernatural content काय आहे याच्यामध्ये?
my question is whether sex energy exists. Second question, whether it can be transmuted. Third thing, there is a patience skill taught by the marshmallow experiment. So in Indian culture, there was a brahmacharya ashram which used to teach us that 25 years you have to wait. Okay, and in grihastha ashram you have to use that energy. So is that practically possible that sex energy exists?
Would you like to address this? This is supernatural relevant to the question answer. Can you just keep it?
This is a question for medical doctor probably.
I can give a basic.
Go ahead.
So I can't answer your whole question because I haven't read that book and I haven't participated in the marshmallow thing because if I see a marshmallow, I will eat it immediately. There's no question. I don't have any patience. But as far as sexual energy is concerned, meditation I can comment on because I have done meditation. A very basic 5-10 minutes. It is very soothing. It feels surreal. Like it makes you feel like you're disconnected from everything. It almost feels like your skin doesn't exist anymore, that you're not held in one place. So it feels really nice. And there has been some studies, smaller studies, which have proven that it does have a very profound effect on stress. So it is something that a lot of psychiatrists and psychotherapists are recommending to a lot of people who have anxiety, who have depression, in a way to control their thoughts. Because we always have a chaotic bunch of thoughts in our head all the time. So meditation calms that down and focuses only on one thing. Now the thing is that the yogic meditation thing is not necessarily what you have to do. If you get the same effect from say playing games or watching a movie or playing a musical instrument where you get lost in the moment,
Or lying in a swimming pool.
or yeah. So if you just have those feelings, if you have the same feelings doing that one thing where you are in complete harmony, completely lost in time, doing one particular thing, it will have the same effect. That's primarily it. As far as sexual energy is concerned, that's got to do with hormones in your body and it's got nothing else. You can't change your hormones in your body to make them do something else that you will it to do. Your hormones will do what your hormones will do. And that goes to one place only, as far as I know. In here and down there, that's it. So transmutating any energy inside you is not a thing as far as I know. The only energy your body knows how to use is glucose, and converting that into cellular energy and muscular energy and all the other metabolic processes that it has to run. That's basically it.
There's also people like
Next question. The next question. Yes. Take it. Prashna? Bolna.
Okay, so if we consider isms, rationalism, atheism on one side and theism on the other side, and these are two companies and there's a consumer there. The typical query of the consumer or concern of the consumer is तुम्ही फार बोरिंग आहात आणि हे खूप विचार करायला होता आणि हे काय फॉल्सिफायबिलिटी आणि प्रचिती वारंवार वगैरे आणि हसता येत नाही, जोक्स करता येत नाहीत, मजा येत नाही आणि फटाके वाजवू देत नाही आणि why would we be attracted to you? Why? What do you have to offer? Religion has to offer so much fun and there is so much relaxation. मला रोजची कमाई करताना इतका त्रास होतो की त्याच्यानंतर मला एवढा तुम्ही विचार करायला लावता तर मला फार कंटाळा येतो त्या गोष्टी. And I don't know how to deal with that. Whereas religion gives me hope that is so reassuring, relaxing. I can drop my baggage down with religion and God and move on with my life. So what do we answer to that? That's a typical query that comes up. Yes.
See, I don't understand. Who prevents you from enjoying whatever you are saying just now? You are not doing anything wrong. Whatever you are doing is perfect. It is your life and you are not doing anything wrong as I have just now heard you. So normal thing. So you should be allowed to do that. You are working and so what is wrong there? It's all right. You are earning for your family or whatever it is. You are doing your work. So who prevents you from doing it? It's a kind of
बेसिकली सर
जस्ट स्मॉल एक छोटीशी सूचना. तुमच्याकडे 10 मिनिटं वेळ आहे या सेशन मध्ये. तुम्हाला असेंबल व्हायचंय वरती आपला एक छोटासा सेरेमनी आहे समारोपाचा आणि त्यानंतर चहा पाणी आहे. सो प्लीज 10 मिनिटांमध्ये.
सर बेसिकली म्हणतात की just because you don't believe in religion doesn't mean that you have to be poor.
That's one part of it. That's answered. Say, what about the other part? That religion offers relaxation.
So मगाशी अभिजितने सांगितलं क्या सो अभिजीत ने जो कहा कि अलग अलग लोगों के स्ट्रेस बस्टिंग के एक्सरसाइज अलग अलग होते हैं. कुछ लोगों के लिए वो रिलीजन होता है और बहुत लोगों के लिए रिलीजन होता है, जैसे आपने कहा. मगर मेरे लिए वो और कुछ हो सकता है. किशोर कुमार गाने सुनना मेरे लिए वो एक्सरसाइज हो सकता है. सो स्ट्रेस बस्टिंग के लिए अलग अलग लोगों का अलग अलग ये होता है.
Yeah, I think this is a really valid question, and many people, say that being atheist is very robotic. Like you live like a robot while you become an atheist. I think if we don't enjoy the reality or the cultures we recently discussed, I think our life will be very, very robotic, and you might get a lot of stresses. My request is, let us not understand religion in a holistic way. Religion is only a fear of God. Just think that religion means only a fear of God. There is a music in that religion we are putting. There is, let's say, there is somebody to trust or somebody to give up. If you have a lot of stress in your life, you can just share it with some unseen god or goddesses or supernatural power up there. So mostly we are saying that every component like music, dance, or being together and sharing our experiences is a religion. No, that's a culture. So that is very linked to the culture. We should carry those culture. Sharing, taking care of other, enjoying in the music, maybe some sort of meditation he mentioned, like just sit there for 5 minutes or lie in, on the, you have the sea of course, you just go to the sea beach and just do some sort of stuff there. So I think that kind of culture gives you a very good feeling, mentally at least, or also it will release a lot of stresses. So I think we have to carry those cultures. It's not the religion. Actually how the religious people are indoctrinating us is that whole culture they are saying whole culture we are practicing right now is a religion. No, that's wrong. Religion is only a fear of God. That's it. Religion is not more than that. If you are afraid of a God, then it's a religion. If it is not, you are not religious person. That's it. We have to carry on.
Actually connected question to his question and her question, when she is saying, as our customers and these two people. So my question is where it is really taking us to the countries like Scandinavian countries where we want most of the people atheist or most of the citizens atheist, or do we really want to live in coherence with these guys, with religious guys? Like where are we exactly? Where do we exactly want to go with this?
Please,
You can please.
I think whether we like it or not, religion is here to stay for a very long time. That is true. For the foreseeable future. We all must coexist. We have to normalize atheism, that this is a perfectly valid way to live. And it's not boring, it's not robotic, because we have a lot of things that we learn. The nature of reality, the beauty that is nature and space and science is more awe-inspiring, in my opinion, than anything religious tales and myths can offer, first of all. Secondly, we are, as the Indian group, We all have our individual cultures. We have a multitude of cultures in this country itself. So not only are we living through that, we must, as atheists, not only coexist with the religious, but we must also guide our culture and our belief systems to become more humanistic. So when it comes to policies that are harmful to humans, when it comes to looking at our mental health facilities, which are ridiculous, when it comes to our prison systems, which are horrible, when it comes to things like poverty, and when you have babus and gurus taking advantage of people, left, right, and center, we are the ones who have to stand up to those people and say, this is not right. You should not be taking advantage of the vulnerable, of the poor, of the weak, to make money and to grow power on their backs. That is what we have to do, and that is what we have to do to improve India as a whole, and each of our neighborhoods and cities and villages and localities through our work as humanists as well. That's what I believe.
Thank you.
ओव्हरऑल जनरल डिस्कशन्स मध्ये नेहमी प्रश्न विचारले जातात, बिग बँग थिअरीचे सांगा, याचा एव्हिडन्स द्या, त्याचे एव्हिडन्स द्या. युजली एथिस्टना याचे प्रश्न असतात आणि आपण त्याच्या 5 प्रश्नांची उत्तरं देतो सुद्धा. पण वाय नॉट समटाइम्स आस्क 2 क्वेश्चन्स टू देम, आणि वाय त्यांच्या सेट नरेटिव्हवर का चाला? वाय नॉट की ठीक आहे मी 5 प्रश्नांची उत्तरं देतो, पण तू 2 एव्हिडन्स तर दे. असं उलट विचारायला काय हरकत आहे? दॅट्स माय क्वेश्चन. मी त्या नरेटिव्हवर का चालायचं?
This is the best thing. Actually, that's the difference between being religious and humanist. See, what we think, that's a misconception among a lot of humanist activists throughout the world, that they have to answer everything. All the like misguidance, all the problems, all the silly things they are carrying, the religious people carry, and I have to answer, why they are carrying, how they are carrying everything. That's not our job. They have to give the evidence, and our job is to ask the same question what they're asking to us. I think that is the best thing we have to do to become a humanist. This is the best thing actually children does, and that's the best thing we have to learn from our children. Like our children, they don't really answer anything. Everything they will just poke and say, what is this? Why is this? How can you prove this is happening? No, I didn't see that thing happening yesterday. Why is it there today? So that kind of question I think we need to have, and we have to learn a lot from the children. Though they are our gurus actually, the children, very small children. Thank you.
शेवटचा प्रश्न.
उत्तम सरांना विचारायचं आहे. कॅन यू ट्रान्सलेट?
गो अहेड.
उत्तम सरांना विचारायचं, कल्चर आपण जे फॉलो करतोय, जसं कल्चर ऍक्टिव्ह यांनी सरांनी जे सांगितलं मग आन्सर दिले की आपण करतो कसं करायचं धार्मिक गोष्टी. आता धार्मिक गोष्टी मी सहज करतो, गेल्या 10-15 वर्षापासून मी करतोय. पण हे करत असताना मी ते कल्चरल ऍक्टिव्हिटी म्हणून करतो. गणपती बसवतो कल्चर ऍक्टिव्हिटी, महालक्ष्मी बसवतो कल्चर ऍक्टिव्हिटी, दिवाळी पण मी साजरी करतो. माझ्या घरी बघितलं, मला तुम्ही धार्मिक समजा, लोक तर सर्व मला धार्मिकच समजतात. त्यांना वाटतं, त्यांना बोंबलून सांगितलं नास्तिक ते की मला नास्तिक म्हणत नाही. तर माझा प्रश्न असा आहे की नास्तिकांना कसं समजून सांगावं की हे कल्चर ऍक्टिव्हिटी आहे बाबा, याचा अस्तित्वाशी काही संबंध नाही.
खूप चांगला प्रश्न. म्हणजे ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये अनेक वेळा येणारा प्रश्न आहे, त्यामुळे घेऊया.
आणि याच्यावर सर मागे ग्रुपवर आपल्या भरपूर झालेलं होतं.
Question is, he himself is an atheist. He practices a bit of religious activities as a part of his culture. So he does it as cultural activities, not as religious activities. But the problem is, quite often atheists accuse him of being a religious person, right? I mean,
okay. Atheist.
Yes, because because that's what the evidence is about, right? Like he has Ganpati at his place, Gauri, etc., etc. How should he address the atheists? And he specifically addressed it. So anyone else may follow. Just one thing. We have 2 to 3 minutes at the most.
So
I think you already addressed.
One other question after that, then we will come.
We have to be there at 5. 2 मिनिटात 1 मिनिट आहे टेक्निकली. आपण नंतर येऊ.
One-on-one, please. Okay. You have already addressed it, because you said you are only participating in cultural activity. That's what you have to tell to others, because you are not trying to avoid every family thing, because you also have family, you also have relatives, you also have other people, and you have to maintain them.
Not like
But
that.
personally, I don't believe in the gods.
त्यांना कळत नाही आहे. मी करतोय, मला आवडतं म्हणून करतो मी, लोकांसाठी नाही करत. घरच्यांसाठी मला आवडतं म्हणून करतोय.
Atheist friends.
He enjoys it. He truly does. Right? He doesn't do it for his family or something.
Okay, for himself. I think it's absolutely good. That's really great thing.
नाही म्हणजे तुम्हाला भीती वाटायचं कारण नाही. आपण नास्तिक हे समजले लोकांना अशी भीती नका वाटायला.
ठीक आहे, we are ending here.